for that. Okay, next up, we've got one of the things that we are doing for patrons is having you guys submit your decks or even just your custom cards for like Mekkatorques, and we've got a couple. We actually got something from Tavern here, and it's a card that he's suggesting. For those of you who don't know what Mekkatorques Workshop is, it's our segment where we come up with custom cards that we think would be cool, added to the just added to Hearthstone. And he came up with two. So first one is a Mage card. It's a 3-mana Plagiarize. It's a mad pick card. It's a secret, so when your opponent discovers a card, you get a copy of it. Okay, that's a cooler secret card than some of the ones that we've seen. But with all the discover cards that we've been seeing recently, you think this? What do you guys think of this card?
Risky choice, because if your opponent has 30 cards that none of them have discover,
Yeah, that would suck.
Jesus, no, this is awful.
But then they're gonna think it's ice block the whole game.
Okay,
all right. So TJ, they're gonna pop your hypothetical ice block at one, and then you're just gonna die.
No, they're gonna purposefully play around it.
I mean, I think if control became something, and even if Rakus became something, how would this work with the whatchamacallit, the Kazakus? Right? I could say
you'll probably get the final version.
Is the final version? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, this is the secret you play with that Cabal Lackey on turn 1 and curve into Medivh Valet, right?
Yeah.
Turn 1.
Because then they have to scarab on 2, and you're like, oh, yeah. Give me that King's Defender.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, so something to counter discover. I mean, I think that's an interesting idea,
it's neat.
For sure. Yeah.
You get some information of what your opponent discovers, right? And they're generally going to pick good cards. But yeah, the situational, it's way too situational.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe if one more discoverers become popular, it'd be okay, but or maybe like in a different form, not necessarily a secret. I don't know.
Yeah. That's probably true. Well, so his second one was actually a minion. So it's a 5-mana, it's Dwarven, Luddite, 4/6 dwarf. So introducing, I guess, a whole new tribe. Also, increase the mana cost by 5 for any card created through discovery.
So it's a static effect. It's not a battle cry.
It's a static effect. Imply this occurs.
So you kill it, and then you can play your Kazakus potion again. Because
I wonder
if it's a battle cry, it just makes their Kazakus potion unplayable.
I wonder if it's better as a battle cry, or
it'd be too broken as a battle cry, because then nobody could ever play Kazakus. Kazakus ever got
oh, that's true. It totally destroy it, right?
More than Luddite for the Kazakus potion, but I think you can live with that.
Okay, yeah. It's kind of like
he made my Kazakus potion cost 15 mana. Now I have to get 5 ticks of Emperor.
And a couple.
Now you start thinking.
Exactly. Okay, well, it's just definitely another idea on that. I think countering discover, countering some of the things that they're adding on the player's standpoint, the person that plays the card from their standpoint is a good direction to go, because it's always been an issue, right? This whole, I think a lot of the pushback to things like Yogg and whatnot has just been, the person that's playing against that card, it just sucks right now being that person. And if they were to add some mechanic that helped, from that standpoint, then maybe we wouldn't have such pushback on super powerful cards like that, or non-interactive cards. Okay, well, anyways, thanks to Davin P for sending in that card, and for any of you other patrons that are out there, feel free to email those to valuetown@chanmanv.tv, and we'll take a look at them whenever we can, including decks too. We don't have any decks this week because there's just so many cards and stuff to talk about. But let's move on to Q&A, guys. We got some questions here from the group. You guys ready?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready, like hog ready when I run out of cards.
Let's see. I have one that's actually pretty good. I'm going to save it for the end, but there's a guy that has that's writing an interesting program or thesis on how to just on an I think an automated or an AI for Hearthstone. But let me see. Where are they? Okay, here we go. Jason Richard. So Jay Can Dance on Twitter asks, Where are the female Hearthstone pros? Why are there no push or promotion of the ladies? Okay, so general question: Why don't we have very many female Hearthstone players that are?
Well,
that
there
are-
is.
We have a lot
There's
of
a
them,
few.
really.
Not a lot.
Well, we have like 2, right?
How many female players
Well, maybe
do other esports
maybe
have?
3, maybe 2. Well, I mean, we're not
Eloise.
comparing to other esports. We're just talking about
Are we not?
Hearthstone. Well, I mean, I think Hearthstone's more. I think Hearthstone is more conducive for a large amount of people. I mean, not to say females or males, but I'm just saying I think Hearthstone's more accessible to a lot of people versus CS:GO or something like that. So yeah, it's a fair question. I think I'm actually surprised. I'm actually surprised we don't have more female Hearthstone players at the top level play. We've got
They just don't want to be pros. I don't know.
yeah, that's
fine.
Yeah, that's
I wish I
fine.
was a what do they call them?
Female.
Anthropology? Is that what it is?
Anthropologist.
Is it anthropology though? Would that be it?
Sociologist, maybe.
Biologist.
Well, no, I think
I don't think it's biologist.
and it's either anthropology, sociology, one of those two, like the study of societies, things like that.
I think that's sociology.
Maybe even psychology, some type of field of science that like explains, psychological behaviors, the differences between men and women. But less women feel the desire to try hard to become a professional gamer. They don't think that that's a valuable thing in their life. And I don't know, it's like just more percentage of women play Hearthstone than other esports.
Yeah,
that's pretty
less
obvious, but
less percentage, you're probably right. And I mean, I don't know the stats exactly, but I'm guessing you're right. But still, I mean, the percentage of the number of females we do have competing in these, I feel like is well below that. It's odd. I mean, is it any possible hypothesis on why? I mean,
the more male dominated an industry gets, the more it pushes away women because it's intimidating. And because of, misogynists who run rampant among video games and the overall below average or low average age of some of the people that play Hearthstone, current company included.
Taking shots. You want to get Young Savage again?
It's not a shot.
Get
It's not a
savage
shot.
on you again.
It's not like an insult.
Man.
Just saying that you're a young guy.
Yeah, I mean,
Alright, keep that in mind.
it's a question like that's better answered like if you had a female guest to give her perspective, right? Because we're all 4 dudes.
Well, we don't have female guests. That's the whole thing. That's the root of this
I can go grab my wife and ask real quick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why aren't you a Hearthstone pro?
Yeah.
I mean, we've had Hafu. I mean, we definitely have had Hafu on Value Town before, and her answer is similar to what you were talking about, TJ. I don't think we've had Eloise too, but I don't think we've ever asked her. But that's the extent of what we've got right now, right? Those two, and do we have anybody else that competes at a lot of the events?
Emily.
Oh yeah, Silent Storm's girlfriend.
Emily, okay.
Yeah.
She got second at DreamHack Montreal.
Oh yeah, right.
Best
Top
of 3.
16,
But
top 16, I think.
This is a tournament that happens.
Yeah.
That turned to happen. Yeah. So to answer your question, I mean, I can't really tell you, but I think it does have something to do with just having so many. It is a male-dominated space, and a lot of females don't feel comfortable in that sort of environment. I hope it changes. I mean, it'd be great. It'd be great to see a lot of females, at least representing like the player base, because there's a lot of female players that are. I don't think there's more females than males, right? Do you guys know the statistics for Hearthstone players? Like just general, casual, just whatever, casual. I don't know the statistics, but I think it's probably pretty close to 50-50, I would guess.
Okay. So TJ, you work with Cora, right?
Yes.
One of
Oh yeah,
I
Cora.
think
She's a
the
caster.
only female caster. Like, do you notice her getting like feedback differently based like from the community based on her gender? Like, do people in Twitch chat say, it's a girl? Like, why do we? Yeah, like does that ever come up? Right?
I don't really pay attention to it. I don't know. I'm probably the wrong person to ask about that, but I would guess so. Yeah, but I'm not someone who like reads Twitch chat a lot anyway, unless I'm like actively watching an event. Like when I'm casting, I'm not. I usually, only pay attention to feedback that's directed at me.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe, probably, it exists everywhere.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Any other questions, guys, you want to ask? Just ask in Twitch chat because the tweets have been limited. We do have one here from, it looks like Ilya Halskyli, and I just linked it to you. He basically had a paste spin that was talking about, he's making an automated replay system. So he's doing a bachelor's about automated replay analysis in Hearthstone, some sort of teaching tool. And he's starting with a Freeze Mage deck, and since it was one of the hardest for him to learn, and he wanted to have some help. So in his, I guess he's making a teaching tool. There's definitely some independent properties, and some of the ones that he has right now are like active. So the list he came up with were active secrets, damage per turn from opponent's board, damage in our deck in hand, and damage which we can output in one turn, and then finally damage from opponent's hand with some probabilities.
He's writing a bot?
He's basically writing a bot. Yeah, I think
that wasn't allowed.
No, he's doing a bachelor. I mean, just I don't know. He's doing it for studies.
So I can
back giant shaman.
Am I allowed to rob a bank for studies?
But yeah, the thing is,
bank robbing.
So I can speak a bit to the technical side. So Blizzard doesn't really know what you're doing with the information, right? Like if you're using a bot to calculate it, like a lethal warning, lethal checker, anytime you have lethal on board and in hand, it'll like fire off huge red flashes. You have lethal, so you would never ever miss lethal, right?
Yeah.
Like something like that, Blizzard can't detect, and it would definitely give you an advantage. So like this is something similar to that, where you can calculate damage from your opponent, damage in your deck, in your hand. You don't technically cheat.
He's not running a bot, guys. He's running a replay analysis tool. So
I thought you said an automator.
No, an automated replay analysis.
Oh, okay, automated replay.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
So I think maybe there's some kind of scoring mechanism that I don't know, just or some type of thing that pops up while you're watching the replay, as to I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how it would look, but definitely taking properties in it.
A good stat that they're missing from that that you could analyze in a replay is blowback.
All
Okay.
right, well, TJ's adding a lot.
Damage that you take on your own turn. It's a valuable statistic for analyzing Hearthstone matches.
Sudoku probability.
I still don't know what blowback was.
Okay, Toes, I think you were gonna suggest something, or
no, not really. Like Hearthstone, you can do a lot of information with Hearthstone. Like they give you everything. You can recreate games like with all the information you get. Yeah, it's just a matter of trying to figure out what kind of stats you want to talk about, because you can find everything you need to log. There was a period where you can actually tell what mana cost cards you have in your opponent your opponent has. So like people were able to cheat using that.
Yeah, they corrected that though.
They corrected it 6 months ago. But before then, like you can tell how many cards your opponent can play on every given turn. So if it's turn 2 and your opponent has 2 plays, they have two mana cards in hand.
Yeah.
Like that was an insane thing. But yeah, they've been really good about
Wait, the what now?
Okay, so yeah, it was all kept very like
hush hush. But now that it's been fixed, I mean,
now that it's been fixed,
we can talk
people
about
can talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the logs tell you how many cards your opponent can play at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they have the mana to play 2 cards, it'll tell you that your opponent can play 2 cards right now, which is a huge information.
It's kind of interesting. Right? Yeah,
I was in the game and I didn't know it.
Yeah.
Jesus, I need to do my homework.
So I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe some people use it at a tournament. I don't know. But yeah, it's
I
been
don't
fixed
know.
now.
Are you kidding? Would have definitely used it at a tournament if it's in the client.
Yeah.
I would have been. I'd be surprised how it'd be interesting to even know how many people actually knew about that. But anyways, getting back to this question, the only thing I would say is that it would be cool to maybe know how much, from a standpoint of freeze mage, just know, I guess how many cards or maybe like the minimum number of turns that you have to live. Like basically if you have ice block, if you have frost, if you have nova, if you have blizzard, just you're not going to die that turn, so you at least have one turn, or at least 1 or 2 turns to live.
This is damage counter from hand too.
Yeah, something like that, because that's what he's trying. I think he's trying to figure out like what maybe probably what scoring system that maybe you have at this particular turn, or maybe what the sequence of events is to actually winning like 3 or 4 turns in advance, that kind of thing. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what he's looking for here, but
a good one would be to like score. Is it better to use my removal to use my damage as removal or face? Right. Let's say there's a tunnel trog, 3/3. Do I use my frostball to remove it, or do I hold on to it for ice lance and just give it a rating? Doesn't have to be accurate.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's take another question here. Senior Juice, do you think that cards in newer sets loved by community like Reno would ever be a wise choice to add to the classic set? I feel like we get this question, but let's just throw out the Reno card. Like Amnesiac, what do you think? Should a card like Reno be added to the classic set?
Probably not. They can always just put it in with whatever set they want it in. If they want another year of Reno Jackson, they can put it in.
Yeah.
If they want 4 months without Reno Jackson, one of the sets cannot have it. Like they can make. I don't think that Reno specifically is good because it's like the reason to play single card decks. Whereas I think that like having more less powerful effects that like are all above average would make those decks like less insanely one-sided. Like when you draw your Reno, they're really good. When you don't draw your Reno, they're awful.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think having more cards with that effect, and I think it should be set by set because I think there's a lot you can do with that. But yeah, I think having more cards with that effect is better than just having like this bombshell of a card that makes it so you can't print good cards that go along with that effect as well, because then your deck's just broken and it's not fun to play against.
Yeah.
I mean, Amnesiac, hit the nail on the head. Like if they want to make something, into classic, they'll just reprint the card. Like if they really, really want, say, Reno Jackson to be around, there's nothing stopping them from making just a new version of it.
Yeah.
Because if you move something to classic, it's there permanently and forever, right?
In theory,
you can
until they remove it.
Until they remove it.
In theory, but Blizzard has shown that they're pretty resistant against making changes. Yeah, I mean they can put it in whatever. Like it doesn't have to be the first expansion or the second expansion. They can third expansion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Last question here. Silek asks, so we're roughly about halfway through, or we're just over halfway through just the reveals now. He asks, do you think that we will see a new interesting mechanic in the remaining cards, or have we seen that we still have, or have we seen the most interesting one so far? What do you guys think?
The Lotus one hasn't been revealed yet.
We haven't even seen the Lotus Assassins at all, like Jade Lotus at all. So, yeah, there's going to be maybe a couple mechanics associated with Lotus. I think that's
Jade Lotus is Rogue, Druid, and
Shaman.
Shaman.
Yeah, they've been saving that one for last, so like we're kind of holding on to some.
Yeah,
it's gonna be good.
They can't make it good. Dude, Druid and Shaman are the only 2 playable decks right now.
They're gonna have to make something good about it, and why didn't they save? So not showing at BlizzCon, totally understand, but if it's not, if it wasn't something good, then why haven't they showed it? Like,
have we seen some Lotus cards so far?
No, nothing with the Jade Lotus theme. So the Grimy Goons is
we've seen the pandas, right? Like Goya. Goya's one, right?
The Grimy Goons is the +1/+1, and the Cabal is the duplicates and potion, right? Mm-hmm. Nothing with the Jade Lotus has been revealed yet.
Yeah.
Because they're being very careful with it. They're not showing anything that gives away the theme of the Jade Lotus.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's good. There's a bunch that's going to come out. I actually think that there's going to be something good coming out for that, and they've just been saving it for the end. I don't think they would wait until the end just to show us crap.
I think they have a Savage Legendary waiting with a really cool.
It's going to be Shaman,
and I really hope it's a rogue card.
You think it's okay? Yeah, I'd be
They've
okay.
printed 3 good rogue cards in the past 3 years.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
We're getting the coin.
getting the platinum coin.
Half of a card that's objectively half as good as one of the cards in the game, and people are excited about it.
I know, right? That is crazy. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd love to see a great rogue.
Imagine the things we could do with a card that's already in the game.
You can turn 1 at 12/12 now.
Yeah. What would you do? What would you do if Shaman gets an incredible legend?
Good. Well, I'd hope the other things got better.
Well, I mean, a lot of things that we've seen,
Hearthstone.
a lot of things that we've seen so far are countering the current Shaman, right? So, like Priest, like a lot of the stuff Priest got counters whatever's the current Shaman is. They have to get something that's going to change. Otherwise, they're literally going to go to the bottom, and that would be really, really bad.
What's the Jade Lotus theme in WoW?
Is there? There's no such thing.
No, not really. Like these are all original Hearthstone creations, most of them.
Well, there was something similar to it in Mists. The people that were in the one zone that was where the main city was. Something Lotus.
Okay, yeah, I'm not sure.
Golden Lotus.
But not a single Shaman card has been revealed yet, guys. Not a single Shaman card has been revealed. There's got to be a reason.
Yeah, I wish they just printed a 3-mana set. I would just find that entertaining.
3-mana set. I'd have to laugh.
They're just like, yeah,
I'd have to laugh at that.
This is the best we got.
Yeah, so yeah. Anyways, to answer your question, Jade Lotus is going to be coming out with their entire mechanic set, and we shall see what those are. Okay, well, why don't we wrap up the show? It's been a great time. It's definitely been a different Value Town, but it's been a lot of fun. Thanks for everybody that wrote out questions for us, whether it was email, Twitter, or also in Twitch chat. But TJ, great having you, man.
Hey.
Where can people find you?
Thanks, man. It was fun again. Follow me on Twitter at Asmukidia. It's right below my face here. I pretty much just cast now. I don't really do content or anything about that, but I cast a lot.
Yes.
You can always find me. Twitch.tv/play Hearthstone is where I cast normally, so you can follow that. It's the official Hearthstone channel. I'll be casting this weekend for the TESPA Collegiate Series Finals,
cool.
Which is Friday and Saturday, I believe. So that should be really fun. If you are in college and one of your schools is participating, TESPA.org, you can see there's 8 schools left. Then you could show your school spirit and root for them. It's pretty cool stuff.
When's the finals for that? You know?
It's this weekend, yeah.
Oh, it's actually this
Saturday.
weekend? Okay. And is it like what is it like full rides to like
it's $50,000 in scholarships. And they're doing multiple seasons, so there's going to be like more seasons next year. So it's going to be like a lot of money being given out for scholarships for winning some Hearthstone games.
Yeah.
Go to school, man.
I love what Tessa's been doing like forever now. So it's awesome they're continuing it, especially in Hearthstone. Toast, where can people find you, man?
They can find me on Twitter at DisguisedToast, YouTube.com/DisguisedToast. And of course, I stream on Twitch, DisguisedToast HS. The HS is very important. Don't go to Disguised Toast. It's not me. But yeah.
There really is a Disguised Toast. It's not HS.
No HS. I'm looking it up.
Yeah.
You're like Trump, man. Trump SC.
Trump SC.
But that actually works a lot better.
Amas HS.
Yeah.
Orson Lol.
He was playing Tom Clancy's The Division.
Dude,
Is he really?
So hot for ATLC.
Okay.
He was playing Tom Clancy's.
All right, Amnesiac, man. It's great to have you too. Where can people find you?
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Good show. Had fun. Thanks for coming on, everybody. Find me on Twitter at NRGAmnesiac. You can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/amnesia_SC. The underscore and the SC are both equally important in many ways. I stream a decent amount. I'm pretty good. I play in tournaments, so follow me on
And we
Twitter
didn't even get a
to find out
chance
when
to
I'm
talk,
doing
man.
that.
And definitely congrats on that great run this year, man. You were.
Thanks.
This is
Yeah,
just the
It's
beginning for you. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I'm gonna win next year. I already decided.
Exactly.
So it's a mathematical constant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
All right, and I'll round things out just thanking the three of you guys for being on today. And, you can find the VODs for this show as well as my other shows on youtube.com/ChanManV. Tomorrow I'll be doing a spoiler alerts with Elohim and Eat My Diction on Elohim stream. If you guys are big fans of Black Mirror, that TV series, we're going to be covering seasons 1 and 2. It's a great series if you guys haven't watched it, and especially for a talk show like ours, it's perfect since all the episodes are standalones. But you can tune into that. That's at 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, and I think that's going to be it. I just want a reminder just for folks for next week. If you guys have any questions, email them to valuetown@chanmanv.tv, and we'll read them out next week. But that's going to be it, guys. So for TJ Sanders, Disguised Toast, Amnesiac, and myself, ChanManV, we'll see you next time. Later.